I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I review wrestling-related things, all from the perspective of a fan, not an insider. So this past week, we had AEW Battle of the Belts 5. Now, those of you who have been watching will notice that I did not review Battle of the Belts 4. There was just too much going on that week, and it wasn't interesting enough to review. This week, nothing else was going on, so why not? The opening match, a no-holds-barred tag team match for the AEW Tag Team Championships. The challengers, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, versus champions, The Acclaimed. This match, of course, has been built up for a while. There's been a rivalry building up between Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and The Acclaimed. The previous Dynamite, they'd had a tag team championship match where Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett came very close to becoming the tag team champions until Aubrey Edwards came in because it was a screwjob situation. So now, no holds barred, no screwjob. The match itself was pretty decent. You know, the drama of them going through two refs, and then Sanjay Dutt putting on a referee shirt, trying to pretend to be the referee, even though he's obviously not impartial. But it's okay because Aubrey Edwards came out and had something to say about that. She not only took over, but made the 3 count when they got the mic drop on Jay Lethal, so that the Acclaim could get the win and retain their tag team championships. Like I said, it was good, but I was kind of hoping it was going to go the other way. I've given the Acclaim some time, I've really tried, but I don't like them. Anthony Bowens is a good worker, Max Caster, not really, he's just a mouth. And ultimately, I'm not a fan of the fact that he comes out and just uses his mic skills to kiss Twitter trolls' butts. Honestly, I think as a tag team, they are overrated. They're good, but they're not great. The only great thing about them is they got a catchphrase that people like, which ultimately I don't. It sounds gross. Not to mention, I was really hoping that Jay Lethal was finally going to get a championship in AEW. As long as he's been there, it's time. He could easily be one of their top stars if they do something with him. But whatever. The match itself, I can't take anything away from it. I'd give it an easy 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then, a match that was thrown in with absolutely no build-up and really made no sense. For the TBS Championship, Sky Blue challenges Jade Cargill. I say it made no sense because what did Sky Blue do to earn a championship match? Nothing against Sky Blue. I like Sky Blue. She's a good wrestler, and I think in time she'll build up to be a great wrestler and probably will be a champion eventually. But at the moment, she loses almost every match we ever see on television. So how does this translate into her getting a championship match? Oh, that's right. They're still doing the Jade Goldberg thing and feeding her opponents. But the one thing I did like about it is it did continue a story that's going on. Finally, one that might actually end up interesting with Jade Cargill, where her former baddie, Red Velvet, is turning on her, and it looks like it's going to culminate in a championship match. Hopefully at a pay-per-view. Because Red Velvet did come out and distract Jade Cargill just enough for Sky Blue to get in a little bit of offense. But at no point did we think that was going to make a difference. And it didn't. It ended as predictably as it could get. Jade Cargill got the pin over Sky Blue, retained her TBS championship. Making it to where she's still undefeated and still the only TBS champion there's ever been. But like I said, hopefully this is building up to somebody credible taking that title off of her. Finally. Because ultimately the dirt sheet writers can praise Jade Goldberg all they want. She's overrated. She's not that good. It's just them pushing her down our throats, and I don't like it. This worked with Goldberg, but it's not something that, in my opinion, works twice. I only give this match a 2 out of 5. Then the main event for the All-Atlantic Championship. Finally, Kip Sabian challenging Orange Cassidy. Honestly, this was a great match with a great story. Not just having been built up to this point, but even in the ring. As we know, Orange Cassidy doing the lazy gimmick, doesn't care about anything, and Kip Sabian legitimately pissing him off. Which is awesome because Orange Cassidy very rarely gets pissed off, so when he does, it adds to the intensity. Not to mention Danhausen coming out with Orange Cassidy, not the best friends because they're a little mad at Orange Cassidy over the way the championship match between Trent and Orange Cassidy ended on that Rampage. But setting that aside, when the Butcher and the Blade came out to help Kip Sabian, out came the best friends. But then ultimately, despite the distractions and Kip Sabian messing with Orange Cassidy the entire match, Orange Cassidy pulled it off, got the pin over Kip Sabian, and got the win. And honestly, this match, like I said, it was exciting enough to where I would give this one a 4 out of 5. Yay! So Battle of the Belts 5 overall was, again, just okay. I will say it was an improvement over previous Battle of the Belts. The first Battle of the Belts was exciting just because it was brand new, and then the second, third, and fourth really weren't that great at all. They were just okay. In fact, again, with Battle of the Belts 4, I didn't review it because I had 2 other things to review, plus it wasn't important enough for me to review it. It wasn't that good. All the matches were thrown together, fillers that nobody really cared about. It was kind of like back in the day of watching Sunday Night Heat or Sunday Morning Superstars, where it's basically just matches that they didn't feel were good enough to be on the main shows. In the case of Battle of the Belts 5, 2 out of the 3 matches actually had been built up way before this event. The Kip Sabian Orange Cassidy thing has been going on for a while, Kip Sabian returning and making it very clear that he was out for the All-Atlantic Championship. The Tag Team Championship match, again, built up for quite a while. There was no build-up whatsoever for the TBS Championship. It was announced the night before, but it was continuing a story at least. So at least these weren't just filler matches. They were matches that actually meant something. My issue again, though, with Battle of the Belts, it still feels a little like filler. It's almost like watching a television series and they do a little special that is completely not canon. That's kind of what it feels like. Honestly, if they're going to keep doing Battle of the Belts, I still feel like make it longer. I think keep going this route and actually build up the matches. And I think the next step is have a title exchange hands during Battle of the Belts. Because even if it isn't getting the ratings you're hoping for, that's the kind of thing that'll make people tune in the next time because, wow, a championship might actually change hands. I gotta see this. And honestly, I think if they really wanted to build up this one, what they should have done is instead of having the Jade Cargill filler match that continued a story but was really ultimately pointless, they could have made the main event the final in the best of 7 series for the Trios Championships that they were doing the next Dynamite anyway. Why not have that be done on Battle of the Belts? That's something that people have been wanting to see. That's something people would have tuned in to see because it's been going on for months and it's exciting. That's just my little rant on it. But ultimately, like I said, I was happy enough with this Battle of the Belts because it looks like they're going in the direction of making Battle of the Belts something that is must-see. However, I wouldn't say they've quite reached that point yet. So I can still only give this Battle of the Belts a 3 out of 5. Yeah! So there you have it. That's my wrestling review this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of Battle of the Belts 5. Tell me if you want them to stop doing Battle of the Belts or just take it more seriously. Love you guys.